calls to order. So, Ms. Ford, if you would give a roll call, please.
Chairman Smith.
Here.
Mrs. Black. Mr. Connor.
Here.
Mr. Brown.
Here.
Mrs. Jones.
Here.
Mr. King.
Here.
Mr. Perez.
Here.
Mrs. Faye Robinson.
Here.
Mrs. Tiffany Robinson.
Here.
Mrs. Thurman.
Here.
Dr. Wingate.
Here.
Superintendent Dr. Robertson.
Here.
Mr. Ford, I do believe that Ms. Black, just so everybody will know, she's with us on the call.
She can participate, but she cannot vote.
Right.
Yes,
But,
sir.
but just so everyone will know,
Yes, sir.
she is with us.
We need to see her visually.
Okay. So Jill, if you heard that, if you'll turn your video on, that'll help us.
I think that's just that she's voting, right?
She can't
Well, she
vote,
can't
but we
vote,
still
but
have to
Right.
visually be able to see her.
That's not her.
Yeah. Tell her to uncover her camera.
Can I speak on that? This is all I'll do. Jill, you, at the top of your computer screen, you have a little button that you can slide left. If you slide it left, your camera will come on.
Okay. We have a quorum here, so we're gonna go ahead and move forward. So I would ask for a motion to approve our agenda. Motion to approve.
Second?
Roll call.
Mrs. Black. Mr. Connor.
Yes.
Mr. Brown.
Yes.
Mrs. Jones.
Yes.
Mr. King.
Yes.
Mr. Perez.
Yes.
Mrs. Faye Robinson.
Yes.
Mrs. Tiffany Robinson.
Yes.
Mrs. Thurman.
Yes.
Dr. Wingate.
Yes.
Chairman Smith.
Yes. Of course,
Wait,
no.
hold on just one second.
Okay.
We didn't do the amendments. We have to do the
We
amendments.
did not do the amendments.
No, sir.
Okay, so we do have just a couple under board matters.
Actually,
Actually, we have a bunch.
you can just identify them by what's in red on their agenda. You don't have to read each one of them.
Okay, so Shannon Moody's, you have to help me here on these second and final reads. All those are struck for tonight?
No, those are.
They're all
amended.
added?
Added,
Okay,
yes, sir.
right, okay. So the only thing that we pulled is under board matters.
But we have to motion to accept the amendments?
Yes, we will. Yes, sir.
Okay, so can I move now to accept the
We
amendments?
haven't done them all yet.
Oh, okay.
Tisa, the report's on there.
Right, and then on down in that same section under board matters, we're gonna have to vote on the TISA accountability report. Now, that's the only two changes that I see, is that correct?
Well, there are three, but yes,
So, yeah, all that whole section?
yes.
and
Two
then-
additions, one
Right.
deletion, yes. You're
Okay.
correct.
So now, motion to approve those.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Mrs. Black. Mr. Connor.
Yes.
Mr. Brown.
Yes.
Mrs. Jones.
Yes.
Mr. King.
Yes.
Mr. Perez.
Yes.
Mrs. Faye Robinson.
Yes.
Mrs. Tiffany Robinson.
Yes.
Mrs. Thurman.
Yes.
Dr. Wingate.
Yes.
Chairman Smith.
Yes.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, so we're ready for our pledge to flag and meditation. Miss Shelley Jackson, the principal of Alpine Crest. Come on up, Miss Jackson. Got some good-looking folks with you there.
Good evening, board members and Superintendent Robertson and our community. My name is Shelley Jackson, principal at Alpine Crest Elementary. Thank you for the opportunity to represent Hamilton County Schools. This evening, I have two third grade students who's going to lead us in the pledge.
Hi, my name is Kaylin Denver. Hi, my name is Thomas Denver. Please stand for the pledge of the flag.
One nation, under God,
Also this evening, I have a 5th grade student who is going to read a poem for our meditation.
Hi, my name is Layla Hayden, and I'm from Alpine Crest Elementary. I'm in the 5th grade, and today I'll be reading Your Best by Barbara Vance. Your best. If you always try your best, then you'll never have to wonder about what you could have done if you summoned all your thunder. And if your best was not as good as you hoped it would be, you still could say, I gave today and all I had in me.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Just thank you. That was awesome. I really appreciate seeing nice schools up here. Thank you.
Okay, very good. So a fun time. Dr. Freeman?
Quite the act to follow. Chairman Smith, Superintendent, Dr. Robertson, members of the board. Hamilton County Schools are pleased to recognize 2 recently recognized National Merit semifinalist students. The prestigious recognition for the National Merit Scholarship Corporation is based on their performance on the preliminary SAT and National Merit Scholarship Qualifying Test, the PSAT. Semifinalists are named each year's, and each year's merit scholarship competition exhibited exceptional academic ability and potential for success in rigorous college studies. So I'd like to recognize the following students as being our National Merit semifinalists for the 2024 Merit Scholarship Competition. And so I know that they're here, so when I call your name, please come up, and then I believe the appropriate school board member will greet you and hand you your certificate, and then hang tight if we want to get a photo. So the first student we would like to recognize is from Chattanooga High Center for Creative Arts, and that's Eleanor Hill. Just hang right there, yeah. From East Hamilton, Ahmed Ofoli. From Hamilton County Collegiate High at Chattanooga State, Sophia Kim. And from Signal Mountain Middle High School, we have a few. Logan Dapp. Lisa Lynn. She's at cross country tonight. Conlon Lynch. And lastly, Nu Wang.
Dr. Freeman, before you go, just in 2 or 3 sentences, explain to the public what this means, what these young people have done.
Yeah, so I think in a quick sentence, these young men and young women exemplify some of the highest achievers, not only in Hamilton County and the state, but in the entire country. The future is bright for them, and we're excited for them to be Hamilton County students.
No, they're not.
Yeah,
Stand next to who you represent, please.
Everybody ready? 1, 2, 3, and we'll shoot one more. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Okay, Dr. Harwood.
Thank you. Chairman Smith, Dr. Robertson, ladies and gentlemen of the board, it's my privilege to be here tonight to present a couple of recognitions for two of our Rock Point schools, or actually one of our Rock Point schools with two different recognitions, which is Nolan Elementary. We're going to start by recognizing their PTA, so if I can, I'd like to invite Dr. Wilson. Ashley Wilson is the principal at Nolan to come up and join me. Ms. Pesci, if you're here, she is the assistant principal or one of the assistant principals at Nolan. And then I think we have some of the PTA members, the current president, Ms. Tara Salzman, past president, Alexandra Hubner, and then the vice president of membership, Kendall Welder. So before we make the recognition, and Mr. Perez may want to say a few words as well, but this recognition really just represents just the accomplishments of the PTA as a parent volunteer organization and how they partner with the school through volunteerism, various supports, and they have been so good at that they're recognized as a national member of this recognition. So we're just super, super excited and appreciative for all you do. So Mr. Perez, if you'd like to make that presentation.
On behalf of the board, we want to congratulate you and recognize a wonderful school, wonderful parents who participate so well with our students and our teachers as well. So thank you, Dr. Wilson, for your support as well. So thank you all, and we'll have another recognition.
Awesome. If we can, if you'll join me in congratulating the Nolan PTA.
Ladies.
I know, it's your steps. It's the leadership.
All right. Dr. Wilson, Ms. Pesci, if you'll just stay with me, appreciate that. Mr. Perez may come up again. So the next recognition is for Nolan Elementary being recognized as a 2023 National Blue Ribbon School. This is a really, really significant accomplishment. Nolan is recognized being one of 353 schools nationally to receive this award and only one of 6 in the state of Tennessee. And obviously this is due to high academic achievement and or significant gap closure, which both of those are currently very, very high goals that we have as a district across the way. Dr. Wilson and then I think a member of her team will be in Washington, D.C. in mid-November to actually accept this award from the U.S. Department of Education. So we're super, super excited for them to be able to have that experience. And again, just a great, great accomplishment for Nolan. Congratulations.
And I kind of want to announce, because it's just happened tonight, that Signal Mountain is going to be a semifinalist in volleyball. So we're doing well.
As is Sale Creek, by the way.
As a Sale Creek, that's
But I think it's a finalist now.
That's a finalist.
I'm sorry, it's
We're
a
the
finalist.
finalists, yeah.
I tried. I did my best. It's sports, people.
Yeah. He doesn't even know where how you hit a volleyball.
Which one was volleyball?
Seriously.
Congratulations, Nolan. Great job. So our disclaimer statement, Mr. Groen, if you want to start us off, and we'll just go right down the road.
Disclaimer.
The disclaimer?
For me, it does not apply.
Okay.
Okay, I declare that I have a relative who works for the school system and that the board's vote on budget and policies may have an effect on my relative's employment. Even so, I hereby certify that I will cast my vote in the best interest of the school system.
I declare that I have a family member who works for the school system and that the board's vote on budget, policies, etc. may have an effect on my relative's employment. Even so, I hereby certify that I will cast my vote in the best interest of the school system.
I declare that I have relatives who work for the school system and that the board's vote on budget, policies, etc. may have an effect on my relative's employment. Even so, I hereby certify that I will cast my vote in the best interest of the school system.
I declare that I have relatives who work for the school system, and the board's vote on all items may have an effect on my relatives' employment. Even so, I hereby certify that I will cast my vote in the best interest of the school system.
I declare that I have a relative who works for the school system, and the board's vote on budget policies, etc., may have an effect on my relative's employment. Even so, I hereby certify that I will cast my vote in the best interest of the school system.
I declare that I have a relative who works for the school system and that the board's vote may have an effect on my relative's employment. Even so, I hereby certify that I will cast my vote in the best interest of the school system.
Okay, thank you. So I'd ask for approval, a motion to approve our consent agenda. Second. Okay. Any items that we need to pull?
Yes. Yes, I have one.
Ms. Thurman?
Yes, full 7C, 1C. Yeah, number 7.
7C, 1C. Okay, Ms. Thurman. Anyone else? Okay, roll call.
Mr. Connor,
Yes.
Mr. Groan,
Yes.
Mrs. Jones,
Yes.
Mr. King,
Yes.
Mr. Perez,
Yes.
Mrs. Faye Robinson,
Yes.
Mrs. Tiffany Robinson,
Yes.
Mrs. Thurman,
Yes.
Dr. Wingate,
Yes.
Chairman Smith.
Yes. So 7C, 1C, Ms. Thurman?
Yes, number 7 is CCA, 18 8th through 11th grades students will travel to the UK, France, Germany, and Austria June the 2nd through the 14th to take part in the D-Day 80th anniversary tour. Of course, I usually vote against these, but especially now in the climate with the world, I just do not think it is wise. If they want to go on the trip, I think they should do it on their own. I do not know why we have to go through the Board of Education, because there's 18 students. I have no idea how they chose these 18 students, because there's a lot of students in grades 8 through 11, but there's 18 of them. So if their families want to take them, I think that's wonderful. But I just I saw the other day where airport in France was shut down because of a terrorist threat. I just do not think it is wise, especially given the climate, especially now. It's wise, especially as an American, to be making these trips overseas, especially sanctioned by the school system. I just do not think that's our place, and I just do not want that responsibility.
What is the reason for the field trip? What's their outcome or goal?
I don't have the itinerary in front of me. We could
80th
send that back.
anniversary of
I know it's
D-Day.
I know
Oh,
it's the
that's right.
80th anniversary, so I assume that it's a historical
Visiting.
group or
Yeah, visiting. Okay. Anyone else? Okay, so motion to approve this item,
Motion to add it back.
or add it back to the agenda?
I make a motion to add it back to the agenda.
I second.
So we have a motion, a second, roll call, Ms. Ford. Any discussion before, any other discussion? Okay,
Mr. Connor,
Yes.
Mr. Groan,
No.
Mrs. Jones,
No.
Mr. King,
I don't normally go this way, but I believe Ms. Thurman is correct in her assumption of what's going on, so no.
Mr. Perez,
Yes.
Mrs. Faye Robinson,
No.
Mrs. Tiffany Robinson,
No.
Mrs. Thurman,
No.
Dr. Wingate,
Yes.
Chairman Smith.
No.
Motion fails.
Okay. Okay, that takes us down to administrative business matters. Dr. Brown, you still here?
Yep. I can go for Dr. Brown. These are changes in job descriptions, and we're following kind of past practice. recently where we've been bringing any changes to job descriptions. They're not added positions, not budget amendments, just a reorg or change of job descriptions.
So we need a vote to approve the changes
Job,
we
yeah,
made.
you gotta approve job descriptions.
So I will entertain a motion to update those job descriptions.
Second? Oh,
No.
I
Oh,
make
I
that
entertain a
motion, I'm sorry.
Okay. Do you have a second?
Second.
Second.
Any discussion?
And there's no change in salaries, just a change in description. Okay.
Okay. No lights are on, so roll call.
Mr. Connor,
Yes.
Mr. Brown,
Yes.
Mrs. Jones,
Yes.
Mr. King,
Yes.
Mr. Perez,
Yes.
Mrs. Faye Robinson,
Yes.
Mrs. Tiffany Robinson,
Yes.
Mrs. Thurman,
Yes.
Dr. Wingate,
Yes.
Chairman Smith.
Yes. So it takes us down to the old CSLA easement that Dr. Sharp kind of briefed us on. Any discussions or questions about that? I'll entertain a motion to approve.
Move to approve.
Need a
Second?
No discussion? Roll call?
Mr. Connor,
Yes.
Mr. Brown,
Yes.
Mrs. Jones,
Yes.
Mr. King,
Yes.
Mr. Perez,
Yes.
Mrs. Faye Robinson,
Yes.
Mrs. Tiffany Robinson,
Yes.
Mrs. Thurman,
Yes.
Dr. Wingate,
Yes.
Chairman Smith.
Yes. So under board matters, these are all first read policies, and remember that D was eliminated. Does anybody have anything there you want to talk about or bring up at this time? These are all first reads. This is great, seeing no lights on. Takes us down to the TISA accountability report. You have the report, and we just have to approve that as a board, so we'll ask for a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Ms. Ford?
Mr. Connor,
Yes.
Mr. Brown,
Yes.
Mrs. Jones,
Yes.
Mr. King,
Yes.
Mr. Perez,
Yes.
Mrs. Faye Robinson,
Yes.
Mrs. Tiffany Robinson,
Yes.
Mrs. Thurman,
Yes.
Dr. Wingate,
Yes.
Chairman Smith.
Yes. Okay, that's great. Our events and announcements listed there, just so the public will know, Friday, October the 20th, look for report cards. That was always a sad day at Marco's house. October 23rd through the 27th.
He had company.
Will be when our parent-teacher conferences will be taking place. Tuesday, October 24th is the meeting for, the community meeting for Soddy Daisy and Soddy Daisy Middle, Soddy Daisy High School. And that meeting is gonna be where?
It's at the high
Soddy
school.
Daisy.
At the high school.
Yeah, it's about the middle school, but it's at the high school.
Okay, and that's
And Daisy Elementary.
Right, and that's at 6 p.m. So make sure that the community knows about that. And then on Thursday, October the 26th, the same meeting, and that's gonna be at Howard. Is it gonna be at the Howard School?
Yes.
Yes, starting
Okay.
of, I think it's starting in the cafeteria, but it's at Howard.
Okay, all right. And then on Wednesday, November the 8th, 1/2 day for students. And then the other half of the day is teacher planning. Thursday, November the 9th, will be our next board agenda work session at 4:30, and then our regular session at 6 p.m. Have I missed anything?
Yeah, November 6th on Monday, the Signal Mountain community will meet about the expansion of Thrasher. So
And
At
where will that
Thrasher.
meeting take place?
at Thrasher Elementary.
Okay. Thrasher Elementary, November the 6th at 6. Okay. Anything else? This is great. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Meeting adjourned.
Look at you.
Goodness gracious. And we paid Tiffany to do this job.